This is just new ones that I'm thinking of. So, this one's a little bit sadder. He's going to be an Uzumaki, but differently. Like, he's gonna have a bratty little sister, an older sister who's really nice, an older brother who's kind of overprotective, and that's it. And the little sister him and his sister are the same age, while the older brother and older sister are about 17, while they're about 13. One day, while Christian's in the house just playing his games, well, actually just sitting on the couch, just sleeping, he wakes up to her screaming, saying, "Brat, get up!" He says, "What do you want?" Then she says, "Could you hold this for me, a bat?" He holds it and says, "Okay," but then she puts all kinds of fake pain on her face and says, "Sissy, brother, help me! He beat me up with a bat!" in a crying voice. He says, "What the? No, I didn't!" Then when they rush in, he gets a slap to the face, and then tears start to roll down his face, saying, "I didn't do anything." Then the next day, she punches him in the face, and then he is about to punch her punch, but then they see it, and then they slap him again, and then it's getting worse and worse. Then the older brother, who I'm gonna call Hiyashi, I'm gonna just give the younger sister a name Akane, and the older sister is Chloe. He says that he needs more. Then Hiyashi says that he needs a more stricter punishment if he's gonna keep on hurting her. If he's gonna keep on hurting her, then we gotta give him a much more stricter punishment, because we can't let this happen. We gotta make him stop hurting her. Then all they hear is a scream. He says that was probably him again hurting her. He sees that he didn't even do anything. They see that he has blood on his hands because she put fake blood on his hands and blood on her face. Fake blood on her face. But this time he gets beaten up for no reason. He's starting to get used to it though. One day she cuts his eye, which makes his pupil go away. Like his entire eye thing go away. He's just got a white eye. Then he puts a bandage over it, pretending like it was bullies. He says, then he's just sitting down on the couch, just sleeping. But then he wakes up to screaming in anger. He goes, "What the hell happened this time?" But then he sees that Chloe and Hiyashi are having an argument. He says, and he doesn't even want to look. He says whatever and just turns around. Then he goes in and sees Akane. He says, "What do you want?" He said. Then she cuts herself in the wrist a couple of times, and also with hers, and says, "Help! He beat me up. He cut me with a knife again." He goes, "Why, you little?" And goes to hit her, saying, "You bitch! I didn't do anything to you." He goes to hit her, but then he punches Khan. He says, "That's it." And Hiyashi drags him to his room. And all they hear is... they hear the worst thing that they could ever hear. They hear him go... and they are scared to shit. Because they're like, he gonna die now. He's definitely 100% gonna die. She says that she was faking it. She was faking it. He says, "You idiot! Now he's gonna die because of him." All they hear after that is...
Looking for sound effects? Check out.
Then when they check, then she says, "Hiyashi, come out here." He says, what's wrong? Did he hurt you again? Was this just a clone that I killed? He says, then Chloe is shaken, saying, you did what? You did what now? He says, I killed him. I was sick of him. He kept beating her up. He says, then she screams at him, saying that it was fake. Everything she did was fake, just to get him in trouble. And look what you did. You killed him. He says, well, he's not fully dead. Then they slap her in the face, saying that she is a disgrace. Then they look at his room, and he's just cradling, ba ba da ba da ba na 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 na. And that's all I kind of wanted to do, even though I want to make a more tragic backstory. But they realize that, and then she moves out. Then Chloe screams at what's his name, Hiyashi, saying that she's leaving and taking him with him to try and fix all this trauma that you've caused him for no reason. He says, I don't want to stay with her. She's a liar. He says, and you believed her. When she goes to grab it, when she comes to pick him up to take him, something flies on his head. Something lands on his head. Then he looks at her with a deafening glare. This one hurts. Like, it's scary. Then he goes, she goes, so you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Yeah, she just snap out of it. All three yelling, saying snap out of it. He goes, then he goes and kills all three of them. And goes, then he grabs his knife and stabs himself, killing himself as well. And that's just the end of the story. This is just a story where he's basically attacked all the day.